right, we're back, and on the phone we've got Ville from the band Him. What's going on, my friend?
Not much melting away here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Melting away.
Yes. It's like it's super warm. It's like, what is it, like 40 Celsius, which is 100 and something in Fahrenheit.
Wow.
So it's we never get anything close to the heat at where I come from. So I'm just trying to, I'm hiding away in the room.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, before we get started, I just got to say, great show the other day. You guys just played Detroit a few days ago with Volbeat, and what a great job. All three of you bands, all the remains unfortunately didn't make it, but all three of you guys, just great sets, man.
Oh, well, thank you. We had a blast, the whole tour. Well, it's just the very beginning of the tour. We haven't done so many gigs, and after the US track, we're flying back to Europe and doing our own headline tour over there. So we're like, well, I think we're 6 or 7 gigs in, and there's like 45 to go or something, and then then we get a bit of rest.
Awesome. All right, here we go, man. It's been, it's hard to believe, but it's been over 20 years since the beginning of Him. It's going on like 13 with the current lineup. What is it about the band that keeps you guys going?
Well, I think it's friendship at the end of the day. I've known the guitar player and the bass player since I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. So basically everybody in the band, we've grown up together. So we're friends. We share this similar sort of like sense of humor, which is fairly macabre. But that's something that you need when you're in a tour bus month and month and end. So friendship is very important as opposed to just having 5 separate egos fighting against each other.
Yeah, for sure. Excellent. Now, I thought this was pretty cool, man. The album Dark Light from you guys back in 2006 was actually certified gold, making you the first Finnish band to ever get a gold record in the United States. How cool is that?
Well, you said it. Very, very cool. It was pretty amazing. We obviously with the cool thing about our band is that we never had this kind of like global overnight success. We've been taking these little baby steps from we started in Finland, started touring there, and bit by bit started expanding the territory into other countries in Europe, and then finally early 2000s we're able to fly over across the pond to the States and start touring bit by bit. So it's been gradual, and obviously it's great to, it looks really great on my wall, I gotta admit.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I actually, we had a good time too. I actually had Bam Margera on the show just a few months ago, and we talked a little bit about you guys.
Cool. How was he?
He was very cool. It's, him, so much fun to talk to, just the biggest funster prankster, but he was very, very supportive of you guys. At one time, he even was telling the world that you were the greatest band in the world. How big of a role do you think he played in really helping to break you guys?
But to be honest with you, I think it was a combination of a lot of things. There was through Bam, we met a lot of other people we met, like for example, Kat Von D, the tattoo artist. She's always been really supportive of us too, and has the hologram symbol of the band all over her place, and it's been on the shows and stuff. So there's been a lot of support from people like that. And then at the end of the day, at the same time, I think we toured the States. I think it was maybe 2002 or 2003 for the first time, and we didn't even have any albums officially released. So I do guess that internet had something to do with it too, because when we played here for the first time, people knew all the lyrics already, and I'm fairly sure that not all of the people bought the ridiculously priced imports. I think it was like just the stars were aligned. So
yes.
There was a lot of good things happening at the same time, that was definitely a big part of it. He directed a couple of videos for us, and we hung out for years and years. And now I haven't seen him in a couple of years, because he's been busy with his band, and he's traveling across the world, as you know, and we're doing the same. So our paths haven't crossed yet.
Yeah. Hey, I read somewhere that one drunken night you got a tattoo, and you and him have the same tattoo.
Probably several. He's copied a couple of tattoos off of me, and we used to do that all the time.
That's funny.
So I can't keep track anymore.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of...
That's the scary part of getting drunk in L.A.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tattoo artist, that's funny.
Hey, that's true. Hey, speaking of Kat Von D, actually you had a couple different people in some of your videos. You had Kat, you had Juliette Lewis. Do you guys is it still fun for you making videos? I know it's a lot of work and it's tedious, but do you still have fun making videos?
Well, it's not tedious. It is actually really good. It's a lot of fun, especially with Bam. It was really cool because he had a really close-knit crew. So it's just like about 30 people working on it. So it wasn't like a union thing. It was more like just friends hanging around and helping it out. So it was really be yourself in that sense. But the big thing that has changed regarding videos is the fact that the budgets have gone down.
Yes.
Ridiculously. They used to be. I remember we shot a video for a song called "Rip Out the Wings of a Butterfly" for the album film Dark Light, and that was nearly $500,000 the budget.
Oof.
And then the stuff we been shooting for the past 2 albums or whatever, the budget is around like 30 grand or something.
Yeah.
It's just because there's no TVs that much anymore, showing videos, so it's all about YouTube and all about digital cameras and kind of like that do-it-yourself mentality, which is great because it enables, young people and a lot of people who haven't gone to film schools or whatnot, and same with music, you don't have to be pro in that sense to be able to create something beautiful. But it is very different, and it's changed a lot within less than 10 years.
Gotcha. Hey, one more in general, and then we'll get to a couple questions about the latest CD and the tour.
Sure.
I read that you're a very big King Diamond fan. Are you old school? Do you go back to Merciful Fate? Have you always liked the King, or?
Yeah, it was Merciful Fate back in the day. I was born in '76, so I got into metal in the '80s.
Okay.
So I didn't like get into the whole scene, but through like Zeppelin or Sabbath or whatever. That happened way later through me just starting to listen to the grungy stuff like Soundgarden and whatnot, and them always saying in their interviews that Black Sabbath are the main influence or whatnot, and that's how I got into the late '60s and the '70s stuff later on. But it was definitely '80s. It was the hairspray metal thingies and the Merciful Fate and everything in between, Ozzy Osbourne and stuff.
Yeah, excellent. You guys have what? This is the 8th album, correct, for you?
I think so. Yeah, we've had gazillion different like live thingies and rarity B-side collections and whatnot. So I can't keep them track anymore.
How do you think things have changed, in your opinion, over the last 10 or 12 years for him?
Well, we've grown up a bit. Obviously, when you start, we were pretty young, so we didn't know anything about, recording albums or touring or whatnot. And then when it started, we only did these short bursts, weekend trips somewhere to Germany or whatever, and played 4 gigs and then went back home. So it was more about partying 24/7. And now it's a bit more. I wouldn't call it work, but it takes a bit more effort to pull off a good show. The competition is tough, especially in this tour. Volbeat, they're great. All the Remains, they're great. And Airborne, you can't beat them in what they do.
Yes.
So, it's a tough call, but we gotta, it just takes a bit more concentration and you gotta be a bit more serious about it than back in the day.
Cool. Now, your latest album, Tears on Tape, just came out a few months ago. Tell us a little bit about the new CD.
Well, what do you want to know? Hold on, we started working on it about like 3.5 years ago, and we were on the verge of going into the studio for the first time, but then out of the blue, a drummer developed some sort of condition in his hands. He couldn't play. He said they hurt so much that he couldn't even hold his drumsticks, and we were really heartbroken. We didn't know what to do, whether the band will exist or stop existing because of that, and then we ended up waiting for him to heal up and go through rehabilitation for his arms and hands, and that took about 8 months. So during that time, I was writing songs and trying to make them better. And after he was healed up, we just went straight to the rehearsal place, started working on it. It's just it's the old school hymn type of stuff. It's very melancholy, it's very melodic, yet at the same time, it's got really good Black Sabbath rip-off riffs.
Awesome.
That's basically what we do.
Hey, whatever, man.
Woman's typo negative.
It works. If it works, don't fix it, right? If it's not broken, don't fix it. That's for sure.
No, we're having a good time. And at the end of the day, as you said, we've been together for a long time. And I do consider that we have an identity as a band, when it comes to sound. So, there's no reason for us to stretch out so far that we would try to make a reggae album.
Gotcha, yeah.
There are certain things that, certain ways that the guys play that is essential to him. So, we're just trying to refine it, write better songs and better hooks and riffs that will be more memorable than the ones before.
All right, cool. Two more, and I'll let you go. The current tour you're on, the Rock Allegiance tour. Now, did Volbeat reach out to you guys for this, or did Monster contact you? How did that tour come about for you guys?
At the end of the day, we have the same booking agent as Volbeat, a fellow called Justin, and he just mentioned the possibility of a tour, and we said, of course, because the whole lineup sounded so eclectic. It's kind of interesting to see people's reactions, because obviously there's a lot of people there for Volbeat, but Airborne can be much farther away from what Volbeat do, and all the Remains are pretty different too. So it takes a bit of musicality from the audience to actually being able to absorb it all and enjoy it. So far it's been fun. All the bands are great, and Yeah, and for us, it's kind of interesting too because it's one of the first times we're co-headlining. You know, we're not headlining a tour. Normally, we've always been headline club tours, so the vibe is a bit different, and it's a bit of it's like a positive struggle at times
Gotcha.
to win the audience on our side.
Cool. All right, one more. Especially after the break, I'm taking it that pretty much the next year, possibly even two, is going to be a lot of touring, just promoting this new CD.
We'll see what happens. You know, we're already talking about talking about 2014 and trying to figure out, hoping to go to Australia, hoping to come back to the States, hoping, it'd be great to go to Latin America for the first time. Never been there, South America, and so we're trying to figure all that stuff out, do all the festivals next summer, and hopefully get into the studio as soon as possible, because I'm not, I do enjoy touring, but not too much of it,
Yeah.
I really do enjoy writing new music and getting that stuff down on tape, and that gives a good new reason and to go back on tour again. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, hey, just to recap for the listeners, we've been talking to Ville, the lead singer for the band Him. They were just here in town a few days ago. Again, great show, and their latest CD, Tears on Tape, is in stores now, so pick that up. Ville, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate you calling in, my friend.
All right. Till next time.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.